Soju. Welcome to the channel, the UPSC Mascot. In the previous session, we have discussed about the concept of output. The topic of this session was GDP as a measure of economic growth. So, what is economic growth? What is the difference between the economic growth and economic development? The economic growth focuses on income of the people of country, where the economic development focuses on income and living standards of people of a country. For example, there are two persons. They had completed their graduation and one person has secured a government job and other person who had a keen interest in entrepreneurship, he turned into an entrepreneur. So both these persons have their own standards of living. So this economic development focuses on improvement in the living standards of the people of country as well as income of the people of country. This is the difference between the economic growth and the economic development. Now, what is national income? A money value of all goods and services produced in a country in a financial year is known as national income. These national income statistics are very useful for measuring the economic growth, to evaluate the economic performance, to evaluate the policies which will increase the economic performance, and to compare the economic performance in different economies. So, what are the tools of national income? That is the GDP, gross domestic product, net domestic product, gross national product and net national product. So before proceeding further, just give it a glance about the circular flow of income to understand these concepts in a clear manner. In this circular flow of income, households and firms, these are the two fundamental economic agents. Okay. So here, households will provide the factors of production to firms. What are the factors of production? Land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. These firms combine these factors of production produces goods and services. So these firms in turn reward the factor income to households. Okay, and these households will utilize this income to consume the goods and services from firms, which is known as the consumer expenditure. This is a circular flow of income. This is a continuous process. In this, we have ignored two other economic agents. One is the government and international sector. So, here we have said that the households will utilize this factor income to consume the goods and services. But they won't utilize completely this income for these goods and services. Here, some portion of income will utilize as savings, which is denoted by S, and some portion of income will get into taxation, which is denoted by T, and some portion of income will utilize to consume the goods and services from abroad, which is known as the import spending, which is denoted by I. So, these savings, taxation and import spending, these are the leakages from this circular flow of income. Now, in the same manner, the expenditure will also deviate to other ones. So, here in this taxation, government has included, and here the firms will spend some goods and services, some capital goods in the form of investment, which is denoted by I, and here is a government spending, which is denoted by G, and some portion of goods and services will export to other countries, which is denoted by X. This investment, government spending and exports, these are the injections for this circular flow of income. So, we have to compare these injections and leakages. If these injections are greater than the leakages, the GDP will rise. If these injections are less than the leakages, the GDP will decline. If these injections are equal to the leakages, the GDP will neither rise nor decline in nature. So, now coming to the GDP as a measure of growth. By measuring any of these goods and services or the factors of income or the consumer expenditure, look at a precise number, and if that number is either decreasing or is either increasing or decreasing in nature, that number is the GDP. So, GDP can be calculated in three methods. One is the output method, income method and expenditure method. So, what is output method? The adding of all final value of goods and services produced in a country in a financial year is known as the output method, and adding of all the factor incomes earned in an economy in a financial year is known as the income method, and adding of all the expenditures in an economy is known as the expenditure method. So here the output is equal to income is equal to expenditure. By using any of these methods to calculate the GDP will give you the equal value. Why? Because the output is equal to income equal to expenditure. So to understand this, let me give me an example. In a particular transaction, if a particular person have visited a grocery shop and he purchased a 1 wheat packet, and in return he will pay some monetary value. That means a person will spend something to obtain a particular product. Okay. So he will pay some monetary value. That monetary value is the final value of that product. That is output. That means expenditure is equal to output. And that amount will in turn forms an income for that shopkeeper, which is known as income. So this is output, income and expenditure. These three are equal. Now, to calculate the national income through GDP, we have a formula, that is national income equal to consumer spending plus investment plus government spending plus exports minus imports. This is the formula to calculate the national income through GDP. And next, there are two types of costs in GDP, that is GDP at factor cost and GDP at market prices. What is the difference between this factor cost and the market price? In this factor cost, we will take into account all the factors of production, that is the land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. Taking into the factors of production in GDP at factor cost. In GDP at market price, when a particular product enters into the market, government levies taxes on that product and subsidies will be given by the government. That means GDP at factor cost plus taxes minus subsidies, which gives rise to GDP at market price. And there are other two terms, that is the real GDP and nominal GDP. What is the main difference in these two types of GDP? That is adjustment of inflation rate. If the inflation rate has been included it is known as the real GDP, and if the inflation rate is not included, then that is nominal GDP. For example, there are 10 apples. Okay, each apple costs 10 rupees. Which gives rise to total 100 rupees. And in a particular year, particular financial year, these 10 apples, one apple costs 12 rupees. Here the market price is 120 rupees. And normally these 10 apples, including the cost of the factors of production, normally it should be the 11 rupees. So which gives rise to 110 rupees. So this is the nominal GDP, and as the inflation rate has been included here, this is the real GDP. So the difference between the real GDP and the nominal GDP is, if the inflation rate has been included, it is known as real GDP, and without adjustment of the inflation rate, it is known as the nominal GDP. And now we have completed the GDP. Now what is gross national product? GNP. Gross national product equal to gross domestic product plus net factor income from abroad. What is this net factor income from abroad? It is the income earned by the Indians from abroad minus income earned by the foreigners in India. So here we have to deduct the income by the foreigners in India from the income earned by the Indians from abroad. So by adding the gross domestic product plus net factor income from abroad, we will get the gross national product. Then what is the gross net domestic product and the net national product? So net domestic product means GDP minus depreciation. Net national product means gross national product minus depreciation. So what is depreciation? Any capital good or machine undergoes the wear and tear, and that amount has to be taken into account while calculating the GDP in a financial year. For example, we have purchased a car. Okay, there is also, so the cars are being produced in an economy. There is also depreciation of the cars, and the cars would eventually have to be replaced after the shelf life. Okay, so we have purchased a car and the car value is 3 lakhs rupees and the shelf life is 10 years. So after using this car for 1 year, the depreciated value is 30,000 rupees, for example. So, this depreciated value has to be taken into account while calculating the GDP in a financial year. Okay, so in this session we have discussed about the economic growth, about the difference between the economic growth and the economic development, about the national income statistics, about the circular flow of income and the concept of depreciation. That's all for today. For more channel updates, please click on bell icon. For queries, post it in the comment section. If you like my video, please share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Have a nice day.